Welcome. You're now in the den with Dr. Jenn, a safe and comfortable place to explore female sexuality from a variety of perspectives and start thinking about sexuality outside the box. If you're a heterosexual guy out there having sex, would you take a pill to serve as birth control? Well, this is our Den Chat topic today. What if there were a male hormonal contraceptive that was analogous to female hormonal contraception? A combination of various hormones that would suppress sperm production. This does exist, to some extent. The hormones would most likely be delivered as a semi-annual injection, implant, or both. So in this case, it wouldn't actually be a pill, although it's commonly referred to as the male pill. How would this work exactly? Male hormonal contraceptives attempt to block or severely reduce the production of sperm. They accomplish this by stopping the secretion of man's reproductive hormones in the brain and testes. When levels of testosterone in the testes are low, sperm production slows or halts. Typical formulations provide replacement testosterone in the form of an implant to the man's bloodstream to maintain male characteristics like muscle mass and facial hair and libido. For quite some time now, the news has been that this male pill is less than 5 years away. That is still what's being said, some 20 plus years later. So what's the holdup? Really like a whole bunch of factors. Many of the attempts have taken the hormonal approach, like with women, but this has proven difficult. There's higher standards around side effects of lowered libido or psychological changes than those with female hormonal contraceptives, a relatively incomplete understanding of the male reproductive system, a lack of financial backing, and on a related note, perceived lack of interest or potentially a real lack of interest, which could come from beliefs that this is the realm of women's responsibility, our culture of virility, fears of permanent infertility, or beliefs that men can't or won't be responsible enough. And actually, here's a great quote about this from the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development. The lack of progress in developing affordable, safe, effective, and reversible male contraceptives is due not to the biological complexity involved in suppressing the production of sperm, but rather to social and economic commercial constraints. Making these new contraceptives widely available on the market will require collaborative efforts that bring together the full spectrum of biological, epidemiological, and biobehavioral research and their political interfaces with the public. In the end, all of these factors must be addressed to help resolve sociocultural impediments to using these techniques, as well as industry fears of litigation should they choose to market these novel products. So what's on the horizon here? A few interesting directions that I'll mention here. One is a pill that is derived from a high blood pressure medication and schizophrenia medication that a man could take only as needed before having sex, and it would take effect within 2 to 3 hours of ingestion and wear off within 24 hours. Another one is a device known as the IVD, or intra-vas device. The IVD is a double silicone plug designed to block the vas deferens so that sperm can't get through. And another potential method is reversible inhibition of sperm under guidance, or RISUG. Under this treatment, a doctor would inject a chemical into the vas deferens that kills any sperm it touches. Some interesting stuff going on here. Sexual fun fact number 84. So how many American men stated they would be willing to try such new forms of male contraception? Okay, this is actually kind of a trick question because it seems to depend on who's asking, how they're asking the question, and how they're collecting the data. For example, A 2005 study showed that nearly 50% of men in the United States will be willing to try a new form of birth control. And up to 72% of men in other countries are interested in new forms of male contraception. However, according to a new MSN Zogby poll, only 13% of American men said they would use it. Still, men all over the world seem ready to give it a go in some way, at least. Surveys have shown that between 13% and 80% of men will be interested in trying a new contraceptive, depending on the country and the method studied. The Den recommend. Do you want to try the pill? Or do you want to switch? Do you want to get off synthetic hormones and try a new method? Are you tired of condoms? Heard of an IUD but don't know how it works or if they're safe? What are the effectiveness rates and potential side effects of all these? What the hell do you do with jelly anyway? Are you having difficulty finding a method that is acceptable in the long run because it's reliable, safe, and reversible? You're not alone, my friend. These are serious topics that we don't always know where to get accurate information about. But it's so important to be well informed about what we're putting into our bodies and how effective our choice in birth control and STD prevention is. So I recommend the website www.engenderhealth.org. Engender Health is an international nonprofit organization that's been working for 60 years to make reproductive health services safe, available, and sustainable for women and men worldwide. It's honest, it's accurate, it's practical, and empowering. Another new Den section. Aren't you lucky? Amusing sexual slang. You know, one great form of birth control with no synthetic hormones involved is masturbation. Although that's such a bland-sounding word, isn't it? So here's 5 fun phrases you women can use instead. 1. Frosting the muffin of love. 2. Polishing the pearl. 3. Double-click your mouse. 4. Ya-Yaing the Sisterhood. And number 5, my personal favorite, Impeaching Bush. If you want to write me about male contraception or fun slang, visit me at DrJennsDen.com or email me at Jennifer@DrJennsDen.com. Or comment and call the Den hotline at 1-866-403-7592. So while you're sitting at your computer watching this right now, why don't you double-click your mouse and be kind to yourself. Too many letters for Dr. Jenn to say.